Hello, Gemini. I wanted to do a series of videos that offer words of power during times when we are not feeling very powerful as a collective. Um, this is supposed to help you see a situation in your life that maybe you can get a little clarity on so that you can feel just a little bit more steady within. Um, because it's so important to our being that we have those anchor points, particularly when they're like under attack. So let's take a look at the Rider-Waite Tarot as well as several oracle decks that I'm going to list below. So let's see what wants to come out for your energy. We have the Nine of Cups in reverse, and under the deck we have the Five of Swords. All right, so with the Nine of Cups, I feel like you may not have gotten something that you were wanting to get out of a situation. However, you're walking away from some type of, mental gymnastics, manipulation, mind game situation that you may have been involved in. And I think it takes some strength to do that, to decide that, I don't have to have the last word. I don't have to be the one that proves whatever. If this other person feels like they've got this sense of superiority or like they won something or they got away with something, let them feel like that. I'm okay with not getting, that 10 of cups. I got the nine. Um, and it's not quite what I was wanting to get as a whole. I'm willing to let that go. I didn't get what I totally wanted. And I feel like there's some peace in that. That in and of itself is you standing in your power, because it's not always about winning in some situations in order to feel empowered. This is feeling empowered by knowing when to stop, to drop the sword and walk away. So let's take a look at the Mermaids and Dolphins. All right, we have the Waite card and accept heaven's help. And then under the deck, ready, set, go. Okay. All right. So this is saying that, to me, you decided to walk away from this because the situation is bigger than you and you're going to wait for heaven's help. So you've prayed for help and get out the way and let heaven help you. You're not going to rush and try to pick up your sword and just start swinging, because you know that, you know, heaven is working this out for you, or your guides, your ancestors, whatever it is. You don't have to worry about getting the last word or, revenge. I'm hearing that Bible verse, vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. And under the deck, it says, ready, set, go. Now is the perfect moment to dive in and embrace your heart's desire. So you're leaving this alone so that you can go focus on the things that are of true importance for yourself. You're leaving this battle to something bigger than you. All right. And you've got peace in that. All right. That's where you're getting power from. All right. With the Wisdom Oracle, we have regeneration in reverse and come to the edge. All right. Under the deck. So to me, this is you deciding that you're going to start new. You're throwing stuff out. It's out with the old, in with the new. We just had this Aries new moon. And so I feel like you've set the intention to, take a risk, walk away from things that are not serving you and put yourself in places that might be uncomfortable. I feel like it might be uncomfortable for you to not get the last word, or to not be, not get a right fighter victory that you feel you're deserved. But you're understanding that something needs to burn up and be destroyed totally in order to grow something new. And so for you, this is that you're coming to the edge moment, the edge of what you're used to and your beliefs, and allowing yourself to, kind of toss off the things that are not serving and that no longer have purpose and value and relevance to where you are, so that it can grow anew. In this picture, there's this woman and she's got these heart-shaped petals. And I feel like you're sowing seeds of love into your life, not from a romantic space, but like a universal, agape that's going to bring in good things for you, because before you're sowing seeds of war. So you're walking away from warlike energy to a more peaceful, loving energy so that you can manifest and bring forth this new thing in this new cycle that we are all entering, from the chaos and destruction and the burning up of this other thing, because it'll be spring and it's that time when new growth will emerge. You want to make sure you've sown seeds for the stuff that you really want. All right, so let's take a look at the angels of abundance. And we have God is your source, and underneath that, deservingness. Yeah, you deserve better. Like, you recognize that, you know, you don't have to go fight for all this stuff. You get your stuff from God. That's your source. Okay. Everything you need is supplied by God. And if you really believe that, then you don't need to fight anybody for that. Let other people fight for scraps and, this tit for tat, whatever it is, because you deserve better than that. All right. And we all deserve better than that. But you have to act like that and believe it by not allowing yourself to get entangled in these types of things, which actually steal your power because they drain you. This is very like energy vampiric activity where, with this Five of Swords, this individual just enjoys watching people fight for the sake of fighting. Um, that's the victory in and of itself for that person, whether they're winning or losing. They're winning if you're lowering yourself to fight with them over some nonsense. So taking your power back and allowing something bigger than you that has the time and something that specializes in these types of situations to handle that is what you need to do, because you have other stuff over here that you're supposed to do. You have a mission that you're supposed to do. We all have something that we're here to do. Leave that stuff to the professionals. That's what they're here for. That's their job in the universe. All right. So let's look at the mystical wisdom deck. We have Epiphany, and under the deck, Opportunity Knocks. So you've gotten clarity that you are in a space of abundance and you have all these opportunities and things that are just laid out before you. You cannot go for that if you're caught up in a bunch of um, energy that drags you down, that keeps you involved in this looping, cyclical, chaotic energy that is not letting you get anywhere. It's time. This is the time to move forward. People are shifting into a new vibration. This is very heavy, that Mars energy of fighting and that war stuff. Like, there's a time and a place for it, but I feel like for you've gotten clarity that you're supposed to fly. And if you want to spread your wings and fly, you cannot do it in a fighting battles that you're not going to be able to win on your own, because you're fighting for the sake of trying to prove a point. But if the people you're fighting have no point to prove other than just to fight for the sake of fighting, and just get that one up, you'll do that for the rest of your life. So you're going after these opportunities. You're going to dance to your own tune, play your own tune, and watch how that changes your reality. Cycling back to what we said about allowing heaven to help you, you're focusing on this other thing that you're supposed to work on, your heart's desire. Those things, focusing on that is going to help you, because that is what heaven wants to see play out. We all have things that we're supposed to do, which is in alignment with what the universe wants to play out. Okay, it doesn't have to be heaven. So it's not religious based. I'm not religious, but it could be the universe or the divine order of things wants to see something play out. And you cannot do that if you're caught up with this. And that is why you will get the help. Not because you're better than anybody else or this person is so wrong and that's whatever. It's because you have something else you're supposed to do. And this is a direct obstruction of that. And as long as it's obstructing, this other thing can't be done. And so that's why you're getting the assistance to get this out the way so that you can go on ahead and put this energy over here, because this is draining energy that it does not deserve, that it should not have. It should not be getting fueled from you. If it does not get the energy from you, it will have to find it elsewhere. And that's what's being done. That connection is being severed and handled so that, if that needs the energy, it will find it elsewhere. And then whatever the situation is with that will happen. But as far as you're concerned, you have to accomplish, you know, you're here for a reason. And I don't want to say that it's like you just have this thing that you're supposed to do. The beauty of living is living itself, it's just being itself. But you can't just be when you are stressed, full of anxiety. You're not going to be your best version of yourself when you're in that, if that makes sense. Okay. Sacred traveler, let's take a look. Yeah. Okay. So we've got distant thunder, clear the air, and under the deck, overcoming obstacles. Yeah. So, I feel like you're overcoming this obstacle, but, you know, for some reason, I'm feeling like this cyclical thing where even if you were to clear this, there's always something brewing in the background. And that is why you are being given in this situation. Um, you know, you're getting help from your guides and so on to help you clear this out because there's always going to be something else coming. And I feel like this goes beyond you and it really is bigger than you. And so that's why that's happening, because as soon as you finish one battle, it's another and another. So you don't have to worry about that anymore. All right. Let's take a look at the sacred rebels. We have diving for light and come to life under the deck. So yeah, I feel as if you have really in this situation had to dig deep and kind of go to the bottom of an abysmal situation to see the silver lining in something that really, like I said, was just very draining, very low vibrational, just super negative. And um, it taught you how to see the beauty in life. And more importantly, it allowed you to regenerate yourself. Okay. In this picture on this card, there's this woman and she's got this paintbrush and she's just like, she's in black and white, but she's like taking the brush to kind of paint the color onto her skin. And so I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like you may have been in a very dark place here and you had to really dig deep to find some light in that situation. People always say love and light, and, lots of people want to say that and say they're on that vibration because to me it's no different than in certain religions we use it as association. It's like a societal association. It's the lingo that you use so that people will identify you as being a part of this fraternity, this sorority, this group, and then you will get some type of treatment just because it triggers something in a person to think, oh, they do this and that. So people say love and light, love and light. I don't feel like this was something that when you were in the situation that you were operating in love and light. I don't think you could, because it was such a dark situation and it really pushed you to the edge to have to find that light. But because you had that situation, it really taught you how to go into deep dark places within yourself and really, really, go where there was no light and turn them on yourself. Where there was no color, get a paintbrush and brush it on yourself and really regenerate from a deep, true place. All right. And so I think that's the beauty in this situation for you and what you're walking away with. And I think because you did that work and you were willing to go that far, heaven is meeting you halfway and saying, okay, well, we'll take care of the rest. You've done more than enough, more than your share in this situation. So, you go on ahead. All right. We've got with the Peace Oracle, realization, and under the deck, we have trust. So I feel like you are, you're realizing that you need to trust yourself in the situation. Sometimes when we get caught up in situations like this, it's because you're looking externally. You're putting too much emphasis into what other people are doing. If you're right, you need people to believe that you're right. You need to prove it. You have to, you know, be a right fighter. And that's good. And you do need to stand up for yourself and you do need to do that. But this is realizing that you could trust yourself enough that you've done what you need to do. and know that that's good enough, that you can move forward with that knowledge and you don't have to worry about all the rest of that. All right. Um, I think that's been a huge lesson for you just in and of itself. Um, in diving for light, I'm seeing that too. It could be that like you went into this deep dark place and you're trying to, find the light and trying to fight off this darkness and pull this light into it. And, that manifest and needing to get this justice and, just keep going. But it had you in a cyclical thing. So, some things are just so dark that you need, like I said, you need specialists that's what they do. That's all they do is find that light and bring light to situations and balance stuff out. So, all right. So, you've taken your power back by walking away from situations that were defeatist because they were keeping you from walking in your true victory and your true power, which is to walk in your purpose on this planet, in this life. All right, Gemini, that's what I have for you. Thank you for joining me on this channel where we may be days, but we are not confused. I'll see you next time. Bye.